Shanghai, we have a problem.
Oh, hi Marco, what is it?
The Three Gorges Dam, it's going to collapse.
Really? Again?
Yeah, it's what the Taiwanese media says. Okay, so all jokes aside, every summer there is news that the Three Gorges Dam in China is in imminent danger of collapse.
The Three Gorges Dam in China has reached peak levels, leading just 11 meters until the reservoir reaches its maximum level. Officials have tried opening the floodgates.
The world's largest dams is at risk of collapse. NTV's Juliet Song.
These voices mainly come from Taiwan and the West. So what is really going on here? In order to tackle this issue, Pan Pan and I are going to need a shot of caffeine. Luckily, the world's second largest Starbucks is located right next to us. Do you have any facts about the Three Gorges Dam?
Well, unlike the Starbucks that's the second largest in the world, the Three Gorges Dam is the largest dam in the world. And apparently, according to NASA, it slows down Earth rotation by 0.06 microseconds.
On a more serious note, there have been some serious accusations made by the Western media against the integrity of the Three Gorges Dam.
Right now, we're sitting in Shanghai, which is where the Yangtze meets the Pacific. 1,700 kilometers upstream is where the dam sits, and apparently it's on the brink of collapse. So we've boiled down the accusations into 3 categories and started investigating.
There's been reports of satellite pictures showing clear distortion in the structure of the dam, supposedly due to low-grade construction materials and high water pressure. In order to see these images for myself, I went on Google Earth. And guess what? As of July 2020, the dam seems to be sitting straight. But there's more to it. If I do this, then it becomes distorted. You see, it's just a question of placing a 2D image on 3D terrain. Of course there will be distortion. If you still don't believe me, let's go take a look at the Taoyuan International Airport in Taiwan. It looks fine from the top, but wait, enhance. Oh no, it's distorted. Well guys, the runways, they're gonna collapse. It's funny because when these distortions occur anywhere else in the world, they're put into a Google Earth fail compilation. But when it happens in China, it becomes negative news. Now if that doesn't prove the Western media is biased when viewing mainland China, I don't know what does.
The thing is, people die because of natural disasters. The dam saved lives, you see. The Yangtze River floods every year ever since people started to live alongside of it.
Chinese history is literally flooded with disasters related to that river. Fact is, ever since the Three Gorges Dam was built, death related to the Yangtze floods have decreased, while the river flow has not. The key metrics here is called the peak water flow, which is measured in cubic meters per second. The deadliest flood in Yangtze took place in 1931 and killed hundreds of thousands of people. The measured peak water flow was at around 64,000 cubic meters per second. 1998 also saw a peak water flow of the same caliber and thousands were killed. But here comes the interesting part. The dam finished construction in 2003, and in the summer of 2010 and 2012, peak water flow was measured to be at over 70,000 cubic meters per second. If we look at the data, casualties were kept at a minimal. In fact, in 2012, only 77 people died, and that was unrelated because it was in Beijing. 2016 was also a pretty serious year, but again, minimal casualties. And remember, China is huge. The Three Gorges Dam cannot be held responsible for flood caused by high precipitation downstream or somewhere else far away.
So, as it turns out, the second largest Starbucks in the world is also quite the tourist attraction. It's hard for us to get good audio. So, we are headed back to the office. Some people question the dam's ability to hold water safely. They quote the Chinese government's statements in a very meticulous way, saying that at first, the dam was designed to hold against a flood the size that would occur once every 10,000 years. But then updated the statement to the worst flood in 1,000 years, and after that changed it to only once in 100 years. You get the idea. Well, these statements are all technically correct, but they don't make sense when put under comparison. The official statement lists them as 3 parallel standards of flood protection in relation to the Jingjiang water bank downstream. In the case when a worst flood in 100 years occurs, the dam can ensure the safety of both itself and the Jingjiang water bank. If it encounters a once in 1,000 year flood, it can make sure that the water bank doesn't collapse. And if it encounters a once in 10,000 year flood with an added 10% more water, the dam can protect itself and strive for some time for everyone downstream to evacuate. The 1931 flood peak water flow falls within the 100 years mark. And the highest peak water flow ever recorded in the Yangtze history was at 100,500 cubic meters per second, and that was in 1870. That falls in between the 100 and 1,000 year mark. So what's the takeaway here? Don't believe any of your news? That all is well and perfect in China? Well, no, that's not what we're trying to say here. We simply believe that the Three Gorges Dam will continue to stand year after year, doing its best to protect our homes and land so that we, the modern generation, won't ever have to suffer millions of casualties like our ancestors did.
If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help us.
If you didn't enjoy this video, make sure to hit the dislike button twice.
Thank you once again. See you in our next video.
See you.